Okay, so whatever muck and sludge and slime and yuckiness that you've had to wade through, you emerge from it coming out the other side clean as a whistle. Okay, and still as positive and as optimistic and as buoyant as ever. We have here the Queen of Wands. This is your energy. This is self-empowerment. This is coming into the sense of, I'm leaving this behind because I don't belong here. Okay, this is the realm of water. This is not the place for you to be. And here you're in your element. So there was like choppy emotional waters that you had to overcome. There was a connection with another person where they threw a lot of baggage at you. They threw a lot of, I'm hearing as well, like, they drag you down to a place that they drag you down to the place and stripped you of your will to live. That's how bad it was. And I feel like you're seeing it for what it is. And I'm sensing that you don't want to be dragged down with them. You don't want to go, it's like a sinking ship. Okay, we're gonna like swim for it. We're not gonna sink. We're not going to take it lying down. We're not going to be a doormat to another person, and we're definitely not letting them take us down with them. So I feel like you have fought back. You have reclaimed your life. You have decided to steer your life in a different direction. You came out of it victorious, and now you're back in the driver's seat of your life, and you're coming out like victorious. Okay? It's like, that's it. You crossed the line. I'm not going to allow this. And I feel like there was a major shift, like a significant, like cutting off. Okay. Like just cutting somebody off and not giving them any more of your resources. I feel for many of you, this could be financial. Somebody might be leeching off you financially, and you're just like, nope, I'm removing that safety net. And then for others, this is like somebody who constantly gets in trouble, and they constantly reach out to you to bail them out of trouble. And you're like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm taking back my power. And then for others of you, this is somebody who's like very, very self-absorbed. And I feel like every time they call you, there's some drama. Every time they call you, there's some issue or some problem with them that they can't resolve on their own. And, being a fire sign and being the warrior and being the adventurous sign, we like to experience things. We like to know. So we're always like willing to jump in and help somebody who's in distress, right? But if it keeps happening over and over and over and over again, then you're just like, you know what? You need to learn to take care of yourself. So I feel like there is a major breaking away that you have done in regards to this person. Okay. So that's what I'm feeling first. I see you through the month of February, looking back at your life. Okay. Reminiscing and thinking about and reflecting. Okay. And I feel like you might be talking to somebody, maybe like somebody who's younger than you, and giving them advice. And then I feel like in the process of like giving people advice, or in the process of like looking things over, I feel for many of you, you're going to look back at certain events in your life. You're like, I can't believe I survived a divorce. I can't believe I was in an abusive relationship, and I was brave enough to walk away even though I was very, very scared. I can't believe I put myself in an abusive relationship. I can't believe the things that, this person lied to me about, that I put up with for so long. And so I feel like you're really reflecting on the past experiences and especially all the negative things that you have been through. And you're just like, there is a God up there, because everything that I have been through should have broken me, but I came out on top. I survived. right? So I feel for many of you, even if you don't believe that there is a higher being, even if you're just watching this video recreationally and you don't believe that there is like a grand design, or there is, you know, like a divine helping hand behind the scenes. If you are a Sagittarius and you have been, you know, crawling through the sludge, okay, and you came out clean, and I feel like it says a lot, because all of these things would have broken a normal person. But not only were you like more optimistic than other signs, but I also feel like you had there was a divine hand at work here to carry you through to salvation. Okay? And so I feel that you're looking at your life and you're just like, all the crises that I've averted, you know, all the times that I've gotten myself out of trouble. I feel that you are starting to believe in the divine. I also feel that you are a lot more in touch now with possibly an ancestral spirit that is protecting you. Maybe even your spirit guides, steering you away from trouble and into safer waters. So I definitely feel that you are coming into the sense of like, I believe in the divine. I believe that there's something out there. I believe there's a helping hand behind the scene that has, you know, helped me avert these crises in the past. Okay, so now we're kind of like at square, like at ground zero, like phase one. Okay, where we have been through the sludge, we came out, and now we're just like, okay, what's the next thing I'm going to get myself into? Learn from the past and make sure that whatever you get yourself into, if it even reminds you of the past, leave it alone. Okay, if it even smells like the past, leave it alone. Because I feel that it's like a lot of the times with Sagittarius, out of sight, out of mind, right? And so don't let history repeat. Okay, if it smells like that sludge that you had no business being in, crawling through, having to deal with, leave it alone. Okay, so that's what I want to say, because I do feel there is going to be communication coming back through for you from the past. And so if it smells like the past, leave it alone. What I have here is, I feel like there's somebody who's trying to break the ice with you. I have here the Penguin, and this is the Nine of Cups, okay? Wish fulfillment. But the way I look at this penguin, this is like the Sagittarius card. Look at the face of the penguin. It's kind of like, huh? Are you talking to me? It's kind of like that. There's like an iceberg right behind this penguin. And so I always think of this as like breaking the ice, okay? Trying to get your attention, trying to get their way in with you, trying to reach out to you, trying to find a way to like make that connection with you or reconnect with you. You have a lot of things that is bringing you a lot of happiness and stability right now. Look at all those shells. The shells are water, by the way. So like this will be the Nine of Cups, okay? So you have all these shells. The penguin has all these shells that it has been collecting for quite some time. Okay, and they also, I believe, eat like mollusks and seashells and or whatever, sea creatures, sea urchins as well. And so I feel like you're in an environment where all your needs are met. You're very, very happy. You're very content with the trajectory of your life. And then all of a sudden, the past rears its ugly head, okay? We have here the King of Swords. And this could be an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Okay, it doesn't have to be. But I feel a little bit of a cunning, self-serving, calculating energy with this character. Not that air signs are like this, but just the way this card came out. We have as well Eight of Wands, communication, arrows of love, okay? Things happening very, very quickly and communication coming through. I feel like you had a tumble in this dark water with this person in the past. And there's a spectrum here. For some of you, you were smart enough to get away before you were mired, neck deep in that mucky water, okay? And then for others of you, you might not have gotten away fast enough, might not have, foreseen the consequences. And you were really tumbling down this dark abyss with this person. That's what I'm feeling. I feel that they're calculating. I feel that they're a little bit more on the self-serving end. I feel like everything that they do is very measured, very calculated. And I'm hearing, what can I get out of this person? Like, what's in it for me? Like someone who's very, very egocentric and someone who's all about me, me, me. And so I feel like this is someone who is selfish. And I feel like emotionally, you were very, very invested in this person. You gave them your all. Okay? You gave them a lot. You gave them everything. You gave them your all. And I feel like they never reciprocated. Okay? It seems to me as if I'm looking at this, the king, okay? The kings, they expect the peasants to come to them with the harvest, with the tributes, with it's like collecting taxes, right? I feel like this person has a sense of entitlement. Like, oh, I expect the Sagittarius to do all of that for me. I don't need to lift a finger. The Sagittarius will come running at my beck and call, or even, they'll do it for me because, they love me, or because whatever it is, there is a sense of entitlement about this person. They don't have to do anything, but they expect you to do everything. And I feel like when they communicate with you, you might have been wanting this person to communicate with you. As much as you have learned from the past, as much as you have realized now and reflected on everything that you've been through, Sagittarius, I feel like, you might not have that institutional memory. It's like, remember what happened 5 years ago with this person and they really, really hurt us? It's like out of sight, out of mind, because you guys are very, very innocent and you guys don't hold grudges and you guys are very willing to let bygones be bygones. But remember what this person did 5 years ago? And so you might have forgiven this person. Okay? Yes, they dragged you through the mud, but you moved on. Out of sight, out of mind. And so they're trying to come in to communicate. And for some of you, it could be like, just somebody who things weren't that bad. Okay. And so you're willing to forgive. And then for others, it was really bad. And so there's a spectrum here. And depending on where your experience with this person lies along that spectrum, whether it's really, really bad or whether it was like bad, but not devastating, it's still pretty bad. And so I feel like they're connecting with you. They see you in a state where you're really happy. You're living in a space of plenty. You have enough food. You are, in your element. A penguin on a glacier, you're in your element. And then, enough time has passed where they're just like, okay, I can reach out now. Maybe they're no longer mad at me because they know you well. They know that you forgive and forget. And they know that, out of sight, out of mind. And so they know that if they hurt you, 4 months ago, 4 months is enough time for a Sagittarius person to heal. So I can reach out and the Sagittarius person might miss me. And so there's communication coming in. And in some ways, many of you have been manifesting it. Many of you have been wanting to hear from this person. I do feel that you do miss this person. And for some of you, they're not entirely all that bad, but I feel like whatever interaction you had with them, it was difficult. It was like, it dragged you into the emotional waters that you were not comfortable with. Okay. And they're reaching out again. And I feel for many of you, when they reach out, you're worried. I have here 8 of feathers, 8 of swords. What do I do? What do I say? What do they want from me? Should I ask them what they want? So you have like all of these questions circulating in your mind. And I feel like you're not really sure. And I'm just sensing this person has a sense of entitlement about them, where if they reach out, they expect you to respond. And I feel that you don't want to fall back into old habits. And yet you have this very instinctive and programmed response When they text me, I respond. When they email me, I respond. When they call me, you know, I come running. It's like it's very programmed. It's very instinctive. It's like a habit that's very hard to break. You're making really good strides with your life, Sagittarius. You're heading towards great things. You're independent and you're very happy right now. So if it smells like the past, you might want to leave it alone. Okay? I feel for many of you, this is a relationship partner. For others, this is like a job situation. And I'm sensing like you did a lot for this company and they kept wanting more and more. They they felt like it was their right to extract and demand more of you. And you gave and gave and gave. And I feel that, you know, you're moving on. You're really happy where you're at right now. And they're like, hey, do you want this higher position that we didn't give you before, but now we want to give it to you? Don't go back to it. Okay. Don't go back to it. It's like, it's the same old spiel. It's the same old trick. It's the same old cycle. Nothing has really changed here. And I know that a lot of the times, you know, we have an emotional pull to a person because of the way we feel about them. And it can be really, really hard, okay, to kind of, to try to not be lured in. And then I also feel for many of you, the whole concept about redemption, okay? And this is what I really love about Sagittarius people. You guys believe in, you know, the whole concept that people can change, right? Because you looked at your past experience. Look at everything I've been through. It didn't break me. It made me a stronger person. And so you feel like people can change. People don't always have to be mean and nasty and vindictive. People can change with the right environment, with the right love, with the right support. People can change. So you're very big on giving people, you know, second chances. You believe in rehabilitation. You believe that people can change with the right love and care and environment. And because of that too, you might not have that institutional memory that, you know, this person, you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. You hope that things have changed. But I can assure you, if it's like within the past year, nothing has really changed. If you're giving them 5 years, 10 years, then yes, there's progress. There's movement, there's change. And maybe, you know, this time around it can work. But if it's just a year, a span of a very, very short period of time, relatively, right? It's not enough time to see any long-lasting change. And so I do sense they're reaching out, wanting to break the ice with you. But once again, don't get yourself twirled back into this dark abyss that you work really, really hard to recover from and to, you know, climb out of, okay? I'm seeing it's like a whirlpool in the ocean and the water is just turning black, okay? So I do sense that it's not negative. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it at that. And once again, you know, everyone has their own free will. If you want to give this another go around, if you feel that you need to do it for closure, for knowledge, for whatever reason that you feel you need to do it with, I'm not going to stop you. I can't stop you. And I also feel that, you know, a lot of the times we want closure, right? And so maybe approaching this in baby steps might be better than just plunging right in, okay? And then looking at this person a little bit more skeptically, because I do sense that nothing has really changed here. And it doesn't help what I'm going to say next. I do feel this person has really missed you. And I feel like they have really felt your presence. And I know that's not going to help. But once again, Sagittarius, I feel that you deserve a lot more. I feel like this person might be giving you crumbs. Okay. And you deserve a lot more. And you have a lot more. You have a lot more abundance. So if you've been trying to manifest reconciliation or even contact or even communication, you're definitely getting it here with this wish card here, the 9 of Cups. Okay, so we're moving on. What I have in the middle, we have here the Page of Pentacles. Okay, this is the sly fox. Okay, this is about being really crafty and learning how to take care of yourself. Okay. And Sagittarius, taking care of yourself is not just about, you know, finding where the food is, finding shelter. It's not just about finding a hole that you can crawl into when it rains outside so that you're away from the rain. It's not just about, you know, being able to hunt. Taking care of yourself in an emotional way is also self-care. It's also about being smart. Okay. And a lot of the times I feel like Sagittarius, you don't take care of yourself emotionally. That emotional health might not be as important to you. Okay. And so when it comes to your emotional health with this page of Pentacles, it's about learning what works for you. It's about learning what makes you happy. It's about learning what brings you joy. And then on the flip side of that, learning what doesn't make you happy, learning about what doesn't give you joy, and learning what you shouldn't have in your life so that you're not dragged down emotionally. And once again, I'm going to defer to this person right here. Knowing what you've been through and how to avert those deep emotional, you know, I would call them like little puddles that on the surface, they look really, really shallow. And then you step on them, you just want to splash around in your rain boots. You step on them and you sink all the way in. So on the surface, it looks very harmless, but underneath it's like muck. Okay. And so I feel like we need to be very aware of our emotional well-being and what and who we should avoid so that we don't, so that our emotional state is not disturbed. Okay. So I do feel there's a lot of learning here, learning what works for you emotionally and learning what doesn't work for you emotionally.